Can you hear me now? 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 This is so weird. I have no idea why it's on such a loop like this. No idea why it's on such a loop. It says I'm live. Yeah, but I don't get why you're not in the Hangout itself. Like, you should be able to be in the Hangout. I'm resending your invites. Check your inbox. I just did it. Oh, okay. Maybe that was it. Maybe I had to invite you from in the Hangout. I don't know. Okay, Lynch.
You like this?
No, I had that before.
And then would you press press that?
No, I didn't. My screen didn't look like that.
Mm.
I don't know how to get back though. I just got a notification that I was invited, and I clicked on it, and
And it says you're going.
yeah, and then maybe go to yes.
Oh. I mean, pushing play doesn't seem like the right thing to do though. That event no longer exists. No. Hangouts.
You and your iPhone. I don't
I
know.
know. I'm going. But you're in.
I don't feel like you're in it.
But I'm not in it.
What if you press play? Right there. I wonder what happens to go out. Oh, no.
That's what I want mine to look like. So where did you go to get that Hangouts?
I'm going
Maybe I
call.
need to do the Hangouts app then.
See, I have this little
Yeah, I gotta
thing.
get the app, I guess, to get it. Getting the Hangout app, which
Now,
is separate from the
where's
Google
screen?
Plus on Air app.
I lost the screen.
So it's gonna be like you, me, man.
Yeah, I want video, but
Are you prepared though?
sorta.
You were at your thing?
I just filled it out this morning. I mean,
This is the start.
yeah, it
Now.
wasn't as, lengthy.
So
Say something if you
putting
can.
up
Obviously, she hasn't heard us talking, but I lost the
the-
screen. Why does it just look like a person? I'm going to call. I don't hear anything. Where are you in? What are you
Just
in?
in life,
Oh, okay. I'm in.
except the video call.
I'm in the Hangout. How come I can't see the slides anymore?
Okay, let's go back. Maybe they have
I can send to group.
Now, you know what I was trying to find was that nice list that somebody, I guess it wasn't you, but all board people, so that I don't. Break down the various products in that.
I see you. And I hear you.
Kelly! Oh, thank God I see you and hear you.
Products and services.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hold on, I'm just gonna make a call.
Matthew can hear us talking.
I don't see Matthew.
Who's in it?
Hi. I'm trying to do a Google Hangout meeting on my phone, so you need to stop calling me. Is everything okay? We're figuring out this technology, so. Call you later? Bye. What? No, but he texted me that he and acknowledged that he received my message. So. Bye.
Matt, you can hear me. I was so creeped out. He heard me because of your phone being on.
So where is Matthew right now?
What happened? Was that him on the phone? Was that Matthew on the phone? Kelly, was that Matthew on the phone?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I'm having a hard time hearing you now, but I didn't before. I turned you up.
Okay, I turned your volume up too. Better?
Of course
Good enough.
Good enough.
No, that was. My husband kept calling me on my phone I'm trying to use. I had to call him and tell him to stop calling me.
This is coming from your cell phone right now?
Yes, I'm on my cell phone right now.
Where's Bonnie?
She's next to me, and that's why you're hearing me. Because I'm next to Kelly.
Oh, okay.
We put it together like this. I'm laughing really hard because she was trying to get on her phone. No, but Matthew linked me and said I can hear you, and I'm like, you can't. I don't have audio. And he's like, I can hear you, but I can't. I don't see you. So
She
he
really
was
creeped out.
just hearing me through Kelly's phone.
Oh. That's
So
funny.
where is Matthew?
He was trying to get in, but he's having a hard time getting the plug-in to work.
I just was trying that just to join it, and then chat and listen from Kelly's phone.
Yeah.
But not allowing me to install the plugin.
Right. There's a bit of delay because I'm watching it now on the LibGuide, and just came in where you were explaining to me why you couldn't use your phone.
Wait, on the LibGuide there's a chat going on?
That no one said anything in the chat yet, but the video, there's a delay from when we're actually talking. Oh, good, Matthew's right in. Hey, the plug-in to work.
Hi.
Oh.
So Matthew, I was cracking up. Kelly's phone?
I'm so confused. I don't.
So this is a call, but not a Hangout.
The Google Hangout is definitely not live. There's definitely a delay.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm watching the delay now.
But this is just a video call and not a Hangout, right?
No, this is an on-air hangout.
It came through my Hangout.
Yes,
app.
I'm just hanging out on my phone. I've got Winston here in the office
Hi,
with me.
Winston.
She was louder before, and then all of a sudden, it's all the way up.
It's the volume. You're having a hard time with the volume.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm on
maybe that's it.
Wi-Fi and not using.
Media? How about talk again?
Hello?
No, it's the same.
No, still the same.
Yeah, I don't. Wait.
I'll try to project a little more. Is that helping at all? There's a delay because I'm
Just
watching
did
it now
something.
on the lib. What?
I don't know if what you did it or what I just did it, but now I can hear you.
Okay, good. Good. Is Bonnie looking at the delay on the LibGuide?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Now I can. I couldn't before.
What's the LibGuide address?
It's on the toolkit under workshops. Under the workshop tab, it says assessment follow-up, workshop follow-up meeting.
Okay.
I know, I'm sorry. Technology is sucking right now.
When isn't it?
I know. It's just if this stupid link could work, it would actually be like, amazing.
So I'm just gonna mute the follow-up, I guess.
Yeah, because you're in the Hangout, so just mute it, but keep the chat box open so you guys can see what other people who are not in the Hangout are saying.
Well, the weird thing is on the LibGuide
Yeah.
seems to be. Oh no, wait. There's a slight. I don't know what's ahead. Kelly, what are you doing right now? Are you touching your necklace or not?
Yes. Well, no. Now I. That's me.
So you're doing it live now because on the thing it's maybe I don't know if it's behind or.
It's behind. It's not ahead. It's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds behind.
Okay.
When did you just see me tug my ear?
I didn't at all.
Not yet. It's going to.
Oh no, you're only just playing with your necklace now on the LibGuide.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
That's like
If I do that, you might not want to do
That's-
that.
that's at least a 30-second delay.
Yeah. Well, I'll just make sure to pause, and everyone will make sure to pause to give people time to catch up and put stuff in the chat box.
So we're basically steering this thing then.
Yeah, we're steering this thing.
Okay, and so everyone else is just going to be subject to the live, whatever.
Yeah. Everyone make sure you, say something in the chat box so I know the chat box works.
Who else is joining?
It's supposed to be Susan, Jessica, who else? I think that might be it. I think. No, not the chat box in the Google Hangout. The chat box on the LibGuide.
So I'm muting my microphone, and I'll just unmute it when I want to talk.
Okay.
Okay, so I just turned that off because you're right, that's really behind. You're looking at my nostrils.
What I find a little bit odd is that on the LibGuide, it's only showing Kelly. It's not showing anybody else.
Really? That's not what I see. I see you. I see Kelly's. I don't see Kelly's image, but I don't see her in the hangout either.
I see me.
But to me, it looks like.
Now I see Bonnie. Oh, not yet.
To me, it looks like.
Hi,
Kelly,
because Bonnie just went on her phone just to test it.
Oh, okay.
To me, it looks like Kelly is presenting, though. She's the primary person, and everyone else is tiny boxes.
Because I put her on that. I'm gonna change that when I go to the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. So you can do that from there then.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna mute myself
I
then.
think it's a fault whoever talks shows up, right?
No, not on the LibGuide.
No, not on the LibGuide. But what I'm doing right now. Oh, say hello to Marlene, everyone.
Hello.
We're doing an assessment workshop follow-up. We're kind of testing it out a little bit. Yeah. There seems to be a little bit of a delay, but we'll work it out.
Yeah, I'd like to. This is Link, right?
No, this is Google Hangout.
Google Hangout.
Link's not working. We had issues with Link. Yeah. All right. Chat in the chat box, so I know that you guys are can use it. Okay, good.
All right, I'm getting off my phone. I only did that just to see.
Just to test it. Okay.
Watching myself, I'm like
Watching it now. Yeah, we did this during leadership, and we had like 14 people on call.
Oh, so you just have Gert.
Amanda, who else is joining this chat?
It's gonna be. Hold on. Let me double check. I think it's only gonna be Vicky. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. It's gonna be Vicky, Jessica, and Susan. That's it. Because Bernadette's not. She left early, and no one else responded to me. So.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I reached out to Maria, but she never got back to me, and Matt said he couldn't make it. He didn't say why, but he said he couldn't make it. I'm just waiting for people who are, because I see that there's 6 viewers. I don't know if that's us or if there's people that are not in the Hangout.
I thought I heard you. I was trying to log in from over there.
Oh. Well, why don't you just grab a chair?
Yeah, well.
Lori's going to join us. She's going to grab a chair. So when oh, good. Jessica just put herself in the chat. Good. So once we hear people,
I could hear you, but you couldn't really say that.
once we hear people in the chat, I'll get started. So I guess we're just waiting for Vicky and Susan now. Who's the guest?
I just used Google. I didn't realize I'd have to do that, but yeah.
Hear the sound, keeping all my sound off.
Oh, good. I see Bonnie. Suzanne too.
Bonnie, what did you log in through?
I think she. I don't know. What did you all
Did you use Google?
If I talk, does it mess things up? Should I not talk?
No, it doesn't.
No,
you know?
it's perfect actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I should log in through Google.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh, I don't really want to. No.
Still watching myself from the.
Oh, Vicky's in. Good. Lori's in.
I want to see myself in the future.
Oh, what's
Maybe
my
it'll be a
password?
glitch and we will.
Remember my password. I don't even remember my password. What is my password?
I see you in the chat. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back
Okay,
out there
sure.
because Eugene's in the new
okay.
building.
All right, no
All
problem.
right, but I'm in.
Great. Okay, so Lori's gonna just be watching it and chatting. So I think we have everybody. We're waiting for Susan, or is that Susan 840? Guest 840, is that Susan? Yeah, you're in, Matthew. I see you.
So there's 7 people here.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know who guest 840 is.
Who's guest 840? And guest 840, I mean, maybe they can't see. Maybe, yeah.
The guest 840 is the only person that's not identified themselves, so I'm assuming it might be Susan?
I think guest 840 can't tell because of the delay.
Oh, that's possible.
Maybe they haven't heard you yet.
Yeah. Damn the delay.
Killer.
Yeah.
Is it because everyone doesn't have a Google account that we couldn't use the Google chat?
Yeah, not everyone has a Google account, and I don't know how many. I thought you could only do like one login with the Berkeley Library Gmail, but no one's using it, so.
Like, you know how I chatted in the Google Hangout box?
Yeah.
Or people in the chat box? Or you have to have a Gmail account?
You have to have a Gmail account.
Sorry, I'm laughing. We look up at this. There's a video. I'm seeing Kelly from before.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Now I see me walking over to the computer.
Yeah.
It's like you're time traveling.
Yeah, right.
Future, not the past.
Yeah.
I'm traveling backwards.
All right.
Right.
So now it's 2:34.
All right, I'm gonna get this thing on the road then. I'm gonna share my screen, so you're not gonna see me, but be mindful of the delay so that the other people who are, you know. How do you think this is gonna work though with the whole presenting part? I guess I should wait till the delay catches up before I start presenting, or do you think I should start presenting?
Just go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll just go ahead. All right.
So Vicky is asking, why is Kelly in the big screen and not Amanda?
Yeah. Oh my God. Tell me my freaking PowerPoint isn't in there. Okay, can everyone successfully see the, oh yay, Susan's guest 40. Can everyone successfully see the PowerPoint?
I can see it on the Hangout, but not on the...
Well, yeah, I figured that much. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to propose that the participants in the Hangout don't talk unless reserve our commentary for the chat box so that we can be as up to date with everyone else as possible.
I agree. Okay, everyone get that?
So I'm gonna mute my thing unless I actually have to present something.
Okay, great. All right. But then when I ask you guys to, you know, for comments, chime in, unmute yourselves, okay?
Well, I'm gonna chat in the chat box because that's where everyone else can hear it.
All right, that's a good. Well, everyone, yeah. Okay, all right. Use the chat box. All right, I'm gonna get started then. Okay, so thank you for taking the time to attend our assessment workshop follow-up meeting. You know, Matthew and I are dedicated to making sure that the skills and activities that you learn in the workshops isn't just a one-time thing. We want to provide these follow-up opportunities. And as some of you know, some people are in the Hangout, some people are out of the Hangout, so primarily use the chat box as much as you can. And I'm going to ask that Matthew kind of mans the chat box, kind of like a moderator kind of thing, just to make sure that questions are getting answered. All right, so this is what we're going to be covering today. We have allotted an hour. We're a little behind already, but I highly doubt that this is going to take us an hour to get some of these things. So the first thing that I want to do is ask if there are any lingering questions that you left the workshop with. Are there anything, I mean, sure, there's a lot of things about assessment you still want to know, but anything specifically from the workshop that you want some clarification about? Thanks for putting that in the chat box, Matthew. So I'm just going to pause for a second. You know, technology isn't crapping out on us, but just pausing for a second so you give you guys a minute to answer in the chat box. Okay, so Bonnie said the difference between assessing a class and assessing that they learned what you taught them. Okay, so we had actually had a meeting with Raquel Fester, who's the new assessment institutional research, I forget her exact title, and she had actually told us to only be assessing the classes that we're actually getting into and actually teaching information literacy. Yes, thank you, the Associate VP for Institutional Effectiveness, right. So she had said to us that it's important that we're actually only assessing the classes that we're getting into and not just every class, even if we're not getting into it. Does that kind of answer your question, Bonnie? I feel like I'm not answering it either. Can you just maybe specify a little bit what you mean by the difference between assessing the class? Okay, so I see that, yeah.
Can I just interject and answer this question?
Please do.
One sec. Can you ask up at the front desk? Sorry, student knocked on the door. So I think that what we're getting at with this question is that the assessment of the information literacy skills that you teach in that class versus the outcome for the whole class, right? So this goes back to the question that people had, at least at the New Jersey workshop, of should we be looking at the research papers and doing our own assessment? I would say that you can do both, because ultimately, at the end of the day, and both Ross Miller, who is Raquel Fester's predecessor, and Raquel, they both said that it's good to get that assessment of the moment when you're actually in the class, so that you know that they retain the skills from the beginning of your class until the end of the class. But that also, if you've gone into those classes, you should be selecting and requesting those artifacts from the professors as well to see if they retain those skills throughout the quarter.
Oh, so kind of like a formative and summative assessment. Right? That's what Bonnie was kind of.
But I think that we're also talking about. Two kinds of summative assessment. We're talking about a summative assessment of the lesson itself, which is what Bonnie's asking, but
Right.
also a summative assessment of did they retain those skills bigger picture, and then also when we talk really big picture a little bit further, we're also going to be looking at bigger picture programmatic assessment by looking at multiple examples from the same classes.
Right, right. Yeah, I think, I mean, I know it's a lot, but I think we need to be doing all of the above to a certain level in a uniformed kind of way. And I think we need maybe some more practice on what's appropriate for each type of assessment. Bonnie also had a question about the the artifact. Okay, thank you, Matthew, for bringing that up. Yeah, there will be some more follow-up about that. Are there any other questions? Okay, so I'm assuming there are not, so I'm going to move forward. So, okay.
Jessica had a question about, do we still request for artifacts from the classes? And I think my comments kind of addressed that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Does that answer your question, Jessica? Okay. Great. All right, so at the end of the workshops, we had planned for there to be a lesson plan breakout activity like we did for the active learning. However, time was a big issue. So we had tasked everybody with trying to work on a lesson plan activity on their own, and then come back to this follow-up with some progress. Is there anybody that has been able to start it?
I think we had talked about maybe having Amanda, we had kind of talked about having another follow-up, kind of a follow-up to the follow-up, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe that's the place for that. I'm not really sure, but I know we had kind of said try this out and see if you can do it. But
maybe that's and I think some folks had requested more advanced information, right? So perhaps that's something that that people, if they haven't worked on it yet, they can we can maybe eye possibilities for doing something like that. Just a thought.
okay. Okay. All right. So in any case, if you do want to start working on this on your own, this lesson plan is available on the Toolkit LibGuide, which that page is now available, so you can. No, I wasn't waiting for a verbal response, Jessica. I'm sorry. So if you do want to get started, or you are interested in working on a new assessment method, this lesson plan will kind of help you go in the right direction. And me or Matthew can work on you one-on-one to get this started. So one of the other things I wanted to talk to you guys about is how to stay on track with assessment. I think it's safe to say that one of our overall assessment goals as a group is to create new assessment tools and strategies, and I would love to see us working more in the teams, possibly doing this. I wonder what you guys think about this. Do you think it's realistic for us to say each quarter, each team works on one on-the-map, class and creates an assessment strategy? Do you think a quarter is enough time? Do you think it's too much time? Sure. The question is that I would love for us to keep moving forward with creating assessment strategies and methods. And my question to everyone is do you think it would be realistic to task the teams every quarter with creating one assessment tool every quarter as a group? Because I think, honestly, I think that's the only way to get familiar with assessment is to continue to develop our skills on creating assessment. Yeah, that's something actually, Bonnie, that we Matthew and I had talked about. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be really good, a workshop, but I don't think it's the ultimate goal for, you know, the end game. I think we need an initial workshop to actually do hands-on stuff, and then I think maybe we need to be working outside of these workshops as well. But I liked Lori's comment. She said that it was she said that a quarter was just enough time. I don't think the strategy has to work with every instructor, Vicky, but I think if it's the same assignment, it possibly could. Yeah, I think so too, Bonnie. I think we need to kind of all get in a room one day and do this workshop and say, okay, well, what are the assignments of the classes we've been mostly getting into? I know for me, I've gotten into like 6 psychology courses this quarter, and the assignment has pretty much been the same. So for all of the New Jersey campuses and online, they do this big psychology disorder paper. And it's been great because I've been able to use the same presentation and the same assessment method. So I think you're starting to see it more and more now, and I think that would be good for us to kind of have these standard things. Any other lingering thoughts about tasking the teams with this per quarter strategy? I agree. I agree with that too, that we have to kind of get the data. I also think that's another workshop in itself, having how to actually assess the data. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so another thing that I want us to consider is, you know, how do we move forward with increasing our understanding and creation of assessment tools? And I have a few ways that I can help you right off the bat. And the first way is on the Designer Toolkit Guide, I have created an assessment workshop page. So if you go under workshops, you'll see the whole page setup, which is similar to the active learning workshop setup, and it has, you know, everything that we've done. It has all of the activities. So one example of, I think, this something that we can learn from and use is the mix and match activity. So what I did is I took everybody's answers from the mix and match, and I kind of X'd them. So this is a good tool for people to kind of go back and look at if you're ever in this situation, or even to get some ideas on assessment methods.
Correct.
The one other thing I did want to point out, that at the bottom of that page is the strategy resources. So I have the brochure there. I have the books related to assessment in our OPAC. So if you click on the link, it takes you to all the tagged books about assessment. I also have articles and books that are not in our collection. So I see Vicky has a question. She said, that sounds great, but are the different librarians doing different presentations? Yeah, I think they are. Obviously, every librarian has their own different teaching style, but I think we're starting to share more, at least in liberal arts. At least a good example is with Anne. Anne did an online class this quarter, and I provided her with a PowerPoint, and I'm sure she tweaked it, but essentially, you know, we do share, and I think we could be sharing more. And I think we're going to see that a little more once all of the course guides are up and running. Great. So check out the LibGuide. That's one way for us to keep moving forward and learning more about assessment. There's tons of articles in there. After the workshop, we had provided you guys with a survey, and it was an interesting split. Some of you said that seven of you said that you are somewhat likely to implement the strategies, and some of you said you're very likely. So my question to you guys is, what can we do? What is that? Yeah, you're supposed to be seeing the survey results. You don't see the graph? Do you see my presentation at all anymore? So then it's just a delay. You're not seeing it move. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Not even in the Hangout. Oh my God. I swear, when it rains, it pours. Okay. So I'm going to talk this out, people. So what I see in front of me is a graph of the results that everyone answered. I know, Jeff, I'm sorry. I don't know why this isn't working. I know, Vicky, my one slide. Yes. Okay, so one of the questions that we asked you in the post survey, you know what, I'm going to try and reshare this. Let's see if you guys are able to see this. Just bear with me for 5 seconds. Okay, screen share, presentation, share from current side. Okay, I tried to reshare it. People in the Hangout can see it. What about people outside of the Hangout that are viewing it in the LibGuide? Okay. It might be Marlene. Marlene's talking in the next room. Can everyone see the survey now? Great. Okay. So, okay, that's all you should see. So, as you can see, 7 of you said you were very likely to implement, and that 7 of you were somewhat likely. So my question to you is, what is it that made you guys hesitate about saying that you were likely to implement? Is there something that was lacking in the workshop that we can work on you one-on-one to make you want to implement some of these things? What are your hesitations, basically, is the question. If any of you are those 7 people who are somewhat likely. Yeah, I think we have to get creative, though, and try and push our luck a little bit if we can with some of these assessments. I mean, whenever I've gone into a classroom, I've asked how much time I have, and I do what I have to do, and I incorporate the assessment strategy. I've never asked for permission to conduct assessment. I've just kind of done it. And then in terms of LibGuides, maybe we start using that survey feature a little further. Yeah, that's what I just said, SurveyMonkey. Yeah. Exactly. So even if it is just a LibGuide, you can still collect something from people. I think you have to try it, honestly, Vicky. I think you just kind of have to just give it a shot. You never know. And then you can assess if that assessment strategy is working. If not, then you move on. Is there anything else that our people were kind of hesitant to maybe they felt like some of the assessment strategies were too hard or unrealistic to implement? We tried to incorporate some business strategies in there because I know from the last time. Yeah, I know, but I'm going to try. I'm putting that game template tab together for everybody, so maybe that might make it just that one step easier for people to kind of just input their information. Yeah. All right. Well, I know that there is a big request for follow-up, so definitely, hopefully, you will get those 7 people over. Yeah, I think so. I think so too, Matthew. Yep, there you go. Teamwork. Here for teamwork. Good. This is all good work. All right. So we've kind of worked some things out now, and we're going to move forward. The next thing I want to do is, Matthew, I'm going to have you talk now. I want you to take a few minutes to talk about some of the looking ahead stuff in terms of assessment.
Hello? Maybe Amanda crashed? I don't know. Amanda's still there?
Matthew, can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to, if I share my screen, you should still be able to talk, so I'll put the slide up so you can talk to it.
Perfect, great, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, what I guess in terms of looking ahead for assessment, I think we should I think actually week or so you could hear about the literacy.
You're very choppy on my end.
Committees. You can't hear me, or
You're very choppy.
how do I sound in the Hangout? I'm in the live.
Like a robot dying, Kelly. Too much. Did we lose you, Matthew?
I'm still here. You can hear me. Or...
You're very choppy.
Okay. How do I sound in the hangout? I'm in the what?
Should I just move forward then and we save this to another time?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I'm accessing this from my phone, so I'm just chat.
You're a little better now, actually.
Okay, just gonna talk, and if
No, now you're not anymore.
this.
Oh no. Did we lose him completely?
No, I'm here. I just don't know who can hear me and who can't. I'm using this from my phone.
Oh, okay. Can everyone hear Matthew? Try speaking again.
Hello.
You're okay on my end now.
Okay. So I'm just gonna speak very slowly because perhaps that will make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I think.
So in terms of the information literacy review, I lost the screen now. So in terms of the information literacy program review, the IELTS steering committee has been meeting to discuss the characteristics of programs of information literacy that illustrate best practices, which is published by ACRL. And okay, I think that because we're having widespread, different people can and cannot hear me, I'm just gonna say, wait, now Jessica says it's choppy, so I don't know. I'm at a loss here. I've only got my phone. This is the only device that we have to access.
You're getting better to me, at least.
Okay, can you put the screen back up so I have the slides so that I can speak to them? Because I don't have a printout.
I'm sorry, it's the delay again.
It's okay. But I can see it in the Hangout.
Yeah, I redid it, so it should work.
Okay, so look out for that. The IELTS program review is coming ahead. It's been a lot of work, and it's probably going to take us an additional quarter to get things really fully done. And so you're probably going to want to watch out. IELTS steering committee members will be reaching out to you for your feedback on the information literacy curriculum map, on courses that are on the map, etc. As Amanda and I have both alluded to, there's a new college-wide assessment plan. And I think probably some people maybe heard about this. I can't remember if we did this in New Jersey or New York, but just to reiterate for everyone, the new college-wide assessment plan basically is such that there will be college goals, which will filter down into school goals, which will filter down into course goals, and then ultimately learning outcomes. So a curriculum map for all schools will articulate proficiency levels from beginner to proficient, and there will be standard rubrics to assess those skills. Now, what's relevant for us here in the library is the fact that we've been treating literacy at the library almost as its own separate school, much like the School of Business or Developmental Education or the School of Professional Studies. But we're not a separate school. Information literacy is not its own program. It should be more thoroughly integrated into the curriculum, more so than we're doing now with our IELTS curriculum map. I think the curriculum map has served us to push the information literacy agenda forward and to get people to understand what information literacy even is. and to start getting us into these classes and help faculty recognize the relevance of information literacy for their classes. But I don't know if that conversation has gone far enough, and certainly the take that Raquel Fester has as well. And so the IELTS Steering Committee is going to be working with her to get information literacy more thoroughly integrated. And if that means pulling back a little bit on the information literacy curriculum,
Are you still there, Matthew?
So anyway, I'm going to move on to the last thing, which is the IELTS framework. So the information literacy standards that we all know and love are rapidly changing before our eyes. HDRL has a task force dedicated to has completely lost. I'm plowing on for the sake of the fact that this is perhaps recorded and maybe other people will be able to see this, as you know, I feel like an idiot. So framework for higher education is going to be replacing or did for approval CRL in September. So pending those, pending any changes or anything that they recommend, that will be probably rolled out by, I think they said by the winter, right, Amanda?
Yeah, by the winter.
And
then sunsetted the old ones in a year's time.
Yeah, exactly. So so pretty much I think only people in Hangout can hear me now. I don't think anyone watching live can hear me. I'm just going to say that what I'm going to do is share, perhaps we can just share those documents or the IELTS Steering guide.
Yeah.
Our notes and our feedback, and I thought that should be the procedure. And so it's all.
Okay. Sorry that Matthew was so choppy, but he did everything he could to be in the Hangout today by using his phone. So we will share these notes with you. We'll share our IELTS steering notes with you so that you guys can get a better sense of what's coming down the pike in terms of our IELTS program review and the college goals and the new framework. So what I want to wrap up with you here is a few things. I want to talk about future training opportunities and preferences. And, you know, it's really important that we tailor and cater to you guys as much as we can. We want you guys to get as much out of these workshops as possible. So the first thing to naturally start with is the length of the workshop. And most of you said that it was just right, but 5 of you actually said it was too short. In both instances, in both locations, we didn't get to finish everything. Do you guys think 2 hours was enough? Would you like to see these workshops longer? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we might have to extend this time. You know, our thinking with the 2 hours originally was that we didn't want to make it too long or too exhaustive, but I don't think 2 hours is working anymore. Yeah. Any objections to making the workshops longer? Any suggestions on how to change the flow of the training workshops? Are the articles working? Maybe we have you guys complete an activity prior to the workshop and then come to the workshop with something? Thoughts? Can you clarify, Vicky, with the no response? I'm not sure what you're referring to. No objections. Oh, so you think it shouldn't be longer then? Okay, well, we will explore future opportunities and, you know, maybe, oh no, it should be longer. Oh, good, okay. So we're going to explore some future opportunities and stick with the follow-ups, and we will get this technology right. Yeah, I think that's, I know the delay is a big problem. I'm sorry, Vicky. But I agree with Lori. I think that's the direction we're probably going in, is to do a workshop for teams, to get them working together, collaborating together. Yeah, I think that's another way we're going to go. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is a follow-up to our active learning workshop. I didn't want you guys to forget about it, and I wanted to give you some updates. So one of the things that was said in our follow-up meeting at the active learning workshop was to create a repository. So what I did was, on the toolkit, there is a active learning tab now, and there is a active learning in practice, where this is a dedicated spot where people can get some feedback on their active learning strategies. And then to the right of it, there is a active learning repository where people can upload some examples of active learning strategies that they've tried. And of course, we're going to take to this model with the assessment strategies as well, so everyone has, you know, a place to go to look for new things. I know it's too small. I'm sorry. Just Google is not on our side today. But it is there on the LibGuide. The tab is active, so you can go and check it out while you're already, you know, in the tab looking at it. And I do want to ask people, if they do have some active learning strategies, to submit them to me so I can upload it into this LibGuide, so that we can start sharing. And I'll start, you know, sharing them in the buzz and reminding people so that they know it's a place to go for ideas and trying new things. And feedback, of course. That's all I had for us today on the agenda. I know technology was not on our side today, and you know, it's been difficulty. I'm so glad you guys hung in there. If you do have any lingering questions about assessment, or if you do want to try some strategies, definitely start talking with your teams or reaching out to Matthew and I, and we'll work on you with you one-on-one. Are there any questions, comments before we sign off? Thanks, Bonnie. Okay, I know there's a little bit of a delay, but I guess there isn't anything else. Matthew, Kelly, any lingering thoughts before we go? Okay, we're going to end the chat now. I will transcribe everything and share the notes with you and put it up on the LibGuide. Thanks for attending.